Let's go. That fidget loud, boy. We got user ending in 215. I see you all the time. I don't know if you comment, but I know that picture. Put down your postcode, where you're viewing from. Lloyd, Astrally. That's actually, hold on. That's Astor, really. Is that a man's real name? J-Wise, why do people think you don't like nice things? Obviously, I'm not a stunter. I can easily afford it. I could have the Mercedes. I could have the Range Rover. I could have a Porsche if I really wanted to. But, you know, I'm not one of those materialistic people. I don't care about brands. I don't care about taking pictures on a yacht or a private jet. Honestly, the only reason why I would want to fly on a private jet is to not be around people. It's not because of the status that it brings or the levels that it shows me at, quote unquote. The only reason why I'd want to fly on a private jet is to be away from ratchet ass people that ain't got nothing to lose. And that's the thing, yeah. When you've got money, the reason why people pay for expensive things and they pay certain money for whatever experiences and that. Obviously, some of it is because they like fine dining, obviously. But for the most part, it's just to get away from, like Nadia said, the riffraff. You don't want to be around these ratchet ass people. One guy, big up Marquette, the saint and the sinner. He was talking the other day and he was saying that because he's so busy, he must have made a big mistake and he forgot to book a flight to wherever he was going, like another country, in business class. He usually flies business class. This guy's a millionaire, he's got money. So he usually flies business class or first class. But he was in such a rush, it slipped his mind. He forgot to book it in business class. All the business class was gone. But he needed to go to this place, this country. So he booked it just economy and that. And he said, whilst he was lining up, so you know what happens when you get off the plane and that, obviously everyone stands up or whatever and that. And it's funny, you know, you get a lot of people standing up, waiting, like the plane, like anyone's going to be getting off anytime soon. Yo, people will be standing up for all 30 minutes and that. And he said that there was this woman, yeah, her with 4 kids and 10 baby dads and that. Nah, he said like, yeah, there was this woman, yeah, and she must have had like 3 kids with her, and she just jumped in front of a few people and that, and like you could just see, like obviously there's no written rule, there's no official line, but you understand, innit? Yeah, she's kind of jumped and pushed in front of certain people and that, not obviously, not blatantly and that, but it was just like, yo, why are you doing this? And he thought to say something to her, and he thought, you know what? This is the sort of woman to start running her mouth and causing a scene. Do you know what? I'm not even going to entertain this woman. Do you know what? It's even my fault for putting myself in a position where I'm around these ratchet ass people. So you know what? That's a punishment to myself. I shouldn't even fucking be there. That's like the equivalent of me going to fucking Clisso Park or some ratchet ass park in Walthamstow, having some barbecue, joining some barbecue, and then I wonder why a man's dodging bullets and whatnot. I shouldn't even be there in the fucking first place. Or let's say I get into beef with someone. Yeah? I shouldn't have been there in the fucking first place. So, yeah. When people pay expensive, like pay an expensive price for things, they're just paying for that exclusivity. They don't want to be around the ratchet ass people and that. You go to certain places, you can't even wear your Rolex or your AP watch because man are gonna want to peel you. The only places you can wear a Rolex or AP watch is when you're in some high sort of prestigious club or whatever, where there's a guest list. Not when Jerome and fucking Cavalli can come in. The man ain't gonna peel your ass, clock. So this is why people pay certain money for certain things. They want that exclusivity. If you go into Nando's, let's say you're with your gal and that, and you go into Nando's, you see, I'm the sort of person, I have low tolerance. Yeah. I don't tolerate nothing. So Nando's is the sort of place I could go to and I could find a reason to pick a fight because I'm not the sort of person to not say nothing. Like, it could be something so stupid. Nadia, press 1 in the chat, yeah? If you remember that time we was in Nando's in Milton Keynes and the little kids was running past me and I was like to the guy, yo, are they your kids? Tell your kids to stop running next to me. I don't like things like that. This is what happens when you dine at these places like Nando's. There's nothing wrong with Nando's. What I'm saying is you know, the cost to pay for food is very low. So anyone can dine there and eat food there. I guarantee you, if Nando's is the sort of place where minimum £100 a meal, you ain't gonna have kids running around acting stupid and that. Yeah. So this is what happens when you go to these sorts of places. You know, just be prepared for someone to do something dumb. Yeah. And if you're someone like me, where you just find problems out of anything, yeah, I might partly be the problem. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, that's the sort of place where, you know, people can piss me off. So, but yeah, that's the whole point of, and that's the reason why people go to certain places and that. Obviously, it's because obviously it's the place to be, you know, like Salt Bay's restaurant and wherever in it, like sexy fish and all this nonsense and that. I don't even know where that place is. I just heard of it. A lot of people will go there because it's the place to be, but a lot of people just want to go to certain high-end restaurants just to not be around the ratchet people. The reason why certain people want to live in a nice big detached house and have no neighbors is not because, you know, they want to be alone. Like, they just don't want to be around ratchet people. They want to, certain people only want to live in a gated community as well. So there's like a proper security guard that, you know, operates the gate, 24-hour security. My grandma used to live in a place like that. She built a house in Jamaica and there was a 24-hour security guard on the security gate and that. And when you go to the door or when you get to the gate, he will ask you, where are you going and what's your name? And before you go through that gate, unless he knows your face, he will phone up number 10 or number 15. Are you expecting JYs? Who the fuck's that? Excuse me, you can't come in. Move your blood clot, yeah? So there's certain people, they will pay the price for that. Like my grandma is like a bit like of a posh woman, if you ever met my grandma. She's a bit posh, so she likes, like, she wants things like that. So yeah, she's willing to pay the price. I don't know how much it costs, but yeah, she wanted to live in a gated community in that where there's serious security. Right, let's check the comments, see if anyone said anything worth responding to. Zayn said back again. Come on, man. Right. Why are you on live with your 2.0 account? First and foremost, I want to build this account up. This account's at like 7,400. It needs to get to 10K. So by me live streaming on the original account, I'm not doing nothing to build up this account. Secondly, the other account got fucking blocked from the live stream as well. So I'm actually live on 3.0 as well, but there's like one person in it, so I might cancel that one. To be fair, I think I got blocked last Thursday. It could have been Wednesday, but I think it was last Thursday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign out of 3.0, the live. And see if I can get back into the original JY's TV account. But yeah, I'm just trying to build up this account and that. So what I was going to call this live, because I think on here, yeah, so on YouTube, the live is called You Need to Start Planting Seeds, yeah? And I know certainly you lot think you're talking about breeding up girls. No, yeah? the reason why I called it you need to start planting seeds is because you have to see, yeah, like building things and success like this. You need to plant as much seeds as soon as possible. There's a reason why I'm trying to buy as much properties as soon as possible. Let's say you buy a property, you're not going to see no real growth for 5 years. Well, I don't live for 1,000 years, so I'm not going to buy one property every 5 years. I'm trying to buy 5 properties in a year, hopefully one day, so that when I buy those 5 properties in 1 year, those 5 properties are going to go up in value after 5 years, rather than buy one property in the year 2000, buy a next one in 05, a next one in 10, one in 15, one in 20. I don't live for 1,000 years old, for 1,000 years. So I'm trying to plant as much seeds as possible so that I can have 5 apple trees at the same time, rather than one apple tree and then grow a next apple tree 5 years later and that. So that's why I've got so many accounts, because I'm trying to build all of them up at the same time, rather than, oh, I build up one account to 10K, it gets banned and blocked. Now I have to start all the way from the beginning. Nah, you got to do, yeah, you got to try and do a lot of things concurrently. So that's why the title is called You Need to Plant. What's it called? You need to start planting seeds, yeah. Don't wait for things to go bad for you to have to start from the drawing board and then, back to the drawing board and that. Get that. Let me see if, yeah, I think I got blocked last Thursday, and even then, like, TikTok is strict, like, if you get blocked at 9 p.m. on a Thursday, they will say you can't go live for 7 days. It's not you can go back live next Thursday at 8 in the morning. No, next Thursday at 9:15 and 30 seconds. Yeah, like literally, like they don't fuck about TikTok. Strict. So, but yeah, I'm sure it was last. I'm sure it was last Thursday. We'll see. I need to get another phone. This phone is so slow, it's not even a joke. Until the 28th of February. For some reason, it will allow me to start from the 28th of February, which I understand because tomorrow is the 28th, but it's at 5:38 in the morning. I don't know. I don't know why it's 5:30. I thought it was like literally 24 hours to the minute. So, but yeah, I need to get another spare phone because this phone is shit, blood. The thing's all pixelated and that. Not pixelated, it's all slow. Like it's filmed on a, what's that phone? The 6230. Certainly you, man, are too young to know about the 6230. Certainly you lot. Press 1 in the chat, yeah? If you remember 1-to-1. It was a network. And if you really know what 1-to-1 was, what came after 1-to-1? What did 1-to-1 evolve into? Like Orange evolved into EE, basically. Because it was Orange and T-Mobile that evolved into EE, innit? So yeah, what did 1-to-1 evolve into? Type it again if you really, yeah. I said T-Mobile. Yeah, T-Mobile, yeah. Right, let me see if I can log into the other one. To be fair, I was gonna call this live stream "Women Are Master Deflectors," boy. So basically, press 1 in the chat if you've seen that video where the guy is an Indian Sikh. Like, he's probably born in the UK, so he ain't got no accent or nothing like that. But he's interviewing some chicks on the street. I don't know what it was about. Randomly, some big thing, some Gemma looking thing from The Only Way Is Essex is dash something in his face. Press 1, yeah, if you've seen that video. Because that was a big violation. How you there doing it? This is what I'm saying. You're like, yo, I have such low tolerance. I can't be doing no fucking street interviews. Because if people try and do photo bombing and that, bro, that's a big disrespect. I tell you why photo bombing is a big disrespect. Because I'm telling you, if them Peckham youths, yeah, was taking pictures, yeah, ain't nobody coming to photo bomb those pictures. You think if Mark Lambie and fucking North Star and them were taking pictures, you think anyone's trying to photo bomb? You think them DA youths, if they're taking pictures and that, you think them, man, no one's trying to photo bomb their pictures. If someone tries to photo bomb your team, bro, they're saying that they could just come in your space, blood. And I see that as a big disrespect. That's a big violation. I don't like that. I know people might think they're playing, but in my head, I'm thinking to myself, you wouldn't do that to 10 man that look like they're ready to tear off your face and that. So what you're saying is you think you can come do that to me and there ain't going to be no consequence or repercussion. I remember I see it one time. There was some kind of like Mexican, maybe Brazilian looking people, maybe Peruvian looking people. They was near the Krispy Kreme in Enfield, but the McDonald's that's next to the Krispy Kreme. They were taking pictures in front of the McDonald's. So there was one woman that was with the pack. She was taking pictures of like 4 people. Yeah, they all standing together. Some black youths came in the middle of the picture. I don't know, doing some stupid. Yo, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? I'm the sort of person. Yo, I will walk around or I'll wait or something. Yeah. Now, if there's a fucking pit bull chasing me, I ain't gonna wait. What I'm saying is, yo, man, give people that respect, and I ain't trying to photo bomb, trying to be in no one's fucking picture. Then when I saw it, because literally I was on my motorbike and I was sitting at the traffic light, I was thinking, if that was a bunch of man there, that you wouldn't have done that. So you think it's funny. I know you're not really trying to disrespect, but what I'm saying is you're kind of disrespecting because what you're saying is these lot are no threat to me. I can do what I want. So anyway, yeah, so the Indian guy, the Sikh guy, he's doing an interview, talking to some girls or whatever, some random chicks, dash something in his face. They're out on the streets, like they're in somewhere where they're like having a night out and that, yeah. Dashed it in his face. He's like, yo, what the fuck you doing? Yo, he's a very patient man, yeah. Because, like, let's say, yeah, with that China situation, yeah, where the girl was like, drug deal, drug deal, drug. That's the situation. A man don't need to fly off the handle and step on something. If a man wanted to fly off the handle and step on something, boy, yeah, be my guest. But that's a situation a man wouldn't need to. But that other situation there where the girl dashed something in his face, that's a situation where, yo, listen, I'll be telling, listen, that footage there will get edited. I'll tell the cameraman, turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. Yeah? Yo, that footage there is getting edited, blood. No one's dashing nothing in my fucking face, blood. No way. And then, so this is the reason why I'm saying that chicks are the master deflectors. My man, it's like, yo, what the fuck you doing? She was like, calm down, calm down. Yo, I would have been frothing at the mouth, blood. Are you mad? Dash something in my face. You don't even know me from nowhere. I'm telling you, like, yo, people are too comfortable nowadays, boy. It literally, she could have ended up in hospital that night if it was the wrong guy. She would have literally ended up in hospital. Imagine she'd done that to someone like Steeler. Yeah. Or CS from Peckham. No, boy, she would end up in hospital, man. She would have ended up in hospital. People are getting way too comfortable nowadays. So what's your opinion on starting a letting property management agency? I managed 50, and he owns one at 24. Yeah, good, man. Yeah, it's good. Obviously, I still recommend people get into property, and it's a fucking headache, boy. I went to 3 of my properties today. Yeah, you know, I got the 2 flats that's opposite each other. Well, one of them, the gas meter stopped working. I got a message from my tenant at like 8 o'clock last night. He's like, "Hey, is the gas all okay? Like, is the hot water's not working and the heating's not coming on." Anyway, went for the rigmarole saying, "Oh, try this, try that." Anyway, I ended up calling the emergency service. They're called Caden. And yeah, the guy basically said that the gas meter is faulty. So you need to get the person out to come and change it. Well, they don't operate 24 hours and that. So I had to wait until today to phone them. So I phoned them. I had to go down there and wait because my tenant was at work. So I had to go down there and wait for 3 hours. Now, thankfully, I'm a man that's busy. So I just sit in there doing TikTok, uploading videos, doing my paperwork and that. Like, I don't stop working. Yeah, after this live stream, in about an hour and a half, I will be doing some more social media stuff and I won't stop till midnight and I'll go to bed. And then when I get up in the morning, that's the first thing I start doing, uploading videos. But yeah, so I went to 3 of my properties today. So I went to, like I said, I got the 2 flats that are opposite each other. I went to that one initially to sort out the gas meter. Then my tenant was saying, "Oh, the lock doesn't lock on the inside; it only locks on the outside." So I was like, "Take a picture of your key. One tooth on the key is snapped off. There's some cheap shit keys, to be fair. I should really buy better keys, better locks with keys in there." So I changed the lock. Obviously, that's just a little 5-minute job and that. And then opposite, my tenant's been moaning for like a couple of months now about the wallpaper peeling off and that. So I'm there trying to stick this wallpaper back on. I'm like, "Yo, it's coming off in other places." I just ripped the wallpaper off. So one way even got no wallpaper. Then I went to the house that I used to live at where you've always seen me streaming and that, fitting a letterbox and that. Because one of my tenants took it upon himself to try and make the house a little bit look better by taking off the towel that I had to keep the draft out because there was no letterbox for like 2 years. He was putting a towel in the letterbox to keep the cold from coming in. But so yeah, I went down there to sort that out. Again, it's just a little. I mean, I don't know how much I spent, like 13, 14 pounds or something like that. So it's nothing. But yeah, man, I ended up going to 3 of my properties today, man. A man said, "Turn the camera off." It's so crazy. Yeah, yeah. It needs to be her word against mine. I can't have no video evidence. Yeah, I want to have a leg to stand on. These people out here are fucking crazy. How are you gonna throw something in someone's face and not, and then have the audacity to say to someone, "All right, well, hold on, relax, calm down, calm down." Yo, I don't know. It was something. It weren't in the end. I don't know. Somewhere like Leicester. It was some area where people are very tolerant. Because I promise you, if a man was doing that in Shoreditch or somewhere, and a gal done, bro, it wouldn't happen. It would not happen. Would not happen. This is a good little one. Would you date a woman that has dated celebrities? I'd rather not. Yeah, I don't know. Something about like I don't even want to know who your fucking exes are. I don't want to be with a girl like, yeah, Future smashed it. Chris Brown. They're like, what? No, I don't want to know your fucking exes. So yeah, let's say yeah, you could be like, if you had the option yeah of 2 girls, they're exactly the same, but they're just 2 versions. Yeah, if you could have one that has dated no celebrities, you versus one that's the latest that's dated celebrities, you'd rather pick the one that ain't dated celebrities and that. Don't get it twisted. If I date a chick, yeah, I want to know that yeah, she's dated other high caliber men. I don't want her to tell me, yeah, my last boyfriend worked at the post office, my ex before him is in jail, and fuck that bullshit. But at the same time, I still don't want to know that yeah, this girl's been passed around dating all these celebrities and that. So with chicks, like you want everything to be new. Yeah, I've said this many times before. Like you don't want a girl that's experienced in everything, or you want everything to be unfamiliar to this chick. Like, yeah, I've never been in a Ferrari before, or I've never done it that way before, or I've never flown first class before. Imagine you spend some big money, you take a girl on first class, you're like, yeah, I've done this 6 times this year already. You're gonna feel like your team don't, yeah. You don't have no value. Like, it's just, yeah, done that, boring, next. So there's a comment. Yo, Jay, I have 15K pushing 20 at the end of the year. Saving 1K a month. Should I get a buy to let or mortgage it myself? What's your relationship like with your parents? If your relationship is really bad with your parents, let's say you're living at home, I will say buy your own property and move out. But if not, maybe just get a buy to let. But at the same time, I've been saying this quite a lot recently as well. You can just still get a residential mortgage, get a residential property. Yeah, stay in it for 3 weeks and then 1 week rent it out. Or stay in it for 5 days and then on the weekends rent it out Airbnb. And that way, you ain't gonna have no tenants squatting. You can make a little bit of money whilst you're still paying off the capital. So you know what? Maybe the way forward is to just get that that residential property. Yeah, rent it out part-time, like on the weekend or for 1 week of the month. And then, hey, after 6, 7, 8, 12 months, consent to let. I don't like this area. Yeah. And that way you've put down 10%, but you've got the luxury of doing a buy to let. So, you know what? Maybe the answer is to just do a residential. Because putting down 25% on a buy to let property, man, is a fucking killer. Like, even the 2 flats that are opposite each other, yo, I put down about 32 grand each. Just call it basically 60 grand I put down. And they're not even making me money like that, Imagine putting down 60 grand, not at once, but 1 year, then the following year. And they ain't even making money like that. Obviously, property is a long-term investment and that, but still, boy. Someone said they're thinking of getting their 2391, which is basically inspection and testing, because the sparks rates on install are terrible at the moment. So he's saying that basically being an electrician, the rates ain't that good. He's thinking of doing inspection and testing. Whether the rates are good or not, still do your inspection and testing. The reason why I'm an inspector and tester, because I said to myself, I'm not waiting till I'm 45 years old and my knees are mashed up and broke up and my back hurts because I've been rewiring houses for the last straight 20 years. And then I have to go and do inspection and testing because I can't keep up with these little 20-year-olds who are doing backflips and cartwheels on the construction site and that. I didn't wait for that. I said, you know what? Straight away, I'm doing inspection and testing. Straight away, I'm doing inspection and testing. And that way, you've always got it. So if you do want to do install for another 5 years and that, you can, even in that time, bounce in between doing inspection and testing and install. If you're an inspector and tester and you're good at doing install like conduit and that, yo, go to a construction site, even as an electrician, and let them know I'm an inspector and tester. I don't mind doing install, but when more inspection and testing work comes up, because if it's in the early stage of a construction site, there ain't going to be that much testing work to do. If there probably won't be no testing work to do, so they're not going to need you. But if you go there as an electrician doing install work, then let them know you've got inspection and testing. Say, listen, when inspection and testing work comes out, let me know. I want to jump on that. And I had it before. When I was the manager at that infamous Holman job, I had a guy called Mr. Slavcho. And he came on as an electrician, and then we upgraded him to inspector and tester. Like, he was qualified, but he just went there as an electrician. Certain people don't care. They'll just do whatever. Because on certain jobs, you might get paid 200 as an electrician or 220 as an inspector and tester. Sometimes. Every construction site is different. And even if you're on the same construction site as other electricians, depending on what agency signed you up, you'll get paid more. So yeah, we upgraded him to inspector and tester. So yeah, he was getting paid more. I don't know. He was getting paid 25 grand, £25 an hour instead of £23 an hour. But the point is, he came on as an electrician, and then we upgraded him to inspector and tester. So you can't lose. Pay the £800 or the £1,000. Trust me, your inspector and tester, that £1,000 you paid for that course, you'll make that back in a week. Because you can get paid £200 a day, £250 a day easily as an inspector and tester. Easily. So you will make the money back, no problem. Right, what I'm going to do now, try and sign into other account. I said she's got in a relationship, but still has beyond social. Why not just remove me then? Oh, fam, don't. So basically, a guy saying that the chick he was dealing with in the past or whatever, she's in a new relationship, but she's still got him on socials. Why doesn't she just remove him? Bruh, don't even rack your head around why this girl is watching your stories, why this girl is still got you as a contact on WhatsApp and that. Bro, you would drive yourself crazy. Don't even waste your flipping time. Now, I've seen videos about this before. Why she watches your stories, why she still got your number saved. And obviously, certain of the man them will say, which is true, obviously, maybe she's watching your stories because she wants to get your attention. I mean, there's some truth in that. It could be that, but what I just think it is, for the most part, people are just scrolling. Like, you have to ask yourself, yeah, and this is why I'm the wise man. So I'm just trying to log into this next thing. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just. So I got into 4.0. This phone is so slow. Coming like that old school AOL dial-up or whatever. Oh, well, Arsenal, yeah. Because basically, there's a house that's opposite. Like, I can see into one of my neighbors' living room, which is at the back of their house. So I can see into their garden, and their garden is where their living room is where their garden is. And I saw a football game on. So who's Arsenal playing at the moment? I said, what's the best coins to get into right now? Hey, I don't know about no Bitcoin, none of this stuff. Yeah, you're asking the wrong man. Just bear with me, you people. We're gonna get some juice. How did life disappear? God, I'm telling you, there's something here. All right. Can't stop me, motherfucker. Right, back to business. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, about the girls watching your stories and that. So obviously I've seen videos like, oh, why she still watches your stories, why she follows you, and all this nonsense. So certain man will say, you know, she's following your stories just to keep up to date with what is going on in your life. She's following your stories because maybe she wants you to holler at her first. Maybe she's just a bit unsure and she just needs a bit more clarity, like whether or not she's gonna eventually message you. It's bullshit. Listen, if a girl is interested, obviously there are some girls that, you know, they watch your thing or whatever, they watch your stories, watch your WhatsApp status, whatever and that, but they're waiting for you to make the first move. That is possible. What I'm saying is, for the most part, they're not interested. If they really wanted you, they would make a fucking move. Make that motherfucker have Chris Brown's number, yeah, and see if they don't WhatsApp text him first about she's just checking, she's unsure, she's intrigued, but she doesn't quite fully know. Make her have fucking Drake's number or Future's number. See if you don't hit him up 10 times and get left on red. I'll tell you why, yeah, these girls will have your number on WhatsApp or be viewing your status on Instagram and that, especially the WhatsApp thing as well. The reason why these chicks be watching your status on WhatsApp and never message you, it's not because they like you. The reason why they watch your status and they never contact you first is the same reason why your auntie, who you ain't spoke to in 5 years, watches your status. The reason why that random work colleague that you've exchanged numbers with and you've never WhatsApp text him and you've never spoke to him on the phone, he watches your stories and that. They're just scrolling, they're just looking. That's it. That's the big secret. It's not because she's really interested in you. It's not because she's a little bit unsure or she's just so intrigued or, you know what, she just admires you from so far, like, yo, you're the perfect guy, but I don't want none of you. No, she's just watching your story because you're just another contact in her phone. Just like that random guy that you know, that you ain't spoke to in 5 years, that watches all your stories. Listen, I've got one of my old tenants. Big him up. I ain't gonna say his name because you might think he's a creep, but he watches my stories and that. I don't even know why I still got this guy's number in my phone. He watches my WhatsApp status. I ain't spoke to this guy in 5, 6 years, but he watches my stories on WhatsApp. What was he thinking on fucking? I ain't gonna say, yeah. What I'm saying is, yo, yeah. It's the same reason why my aunties and that watch my status, but they don't contact me. I ain't spoken to my aunties in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Same reason why that random guy I met on a construction site that I was cool with ain't spoke to him ever. Never spoke to him on the phone. Never WhatsApp text him. Nothing. Watches my stories 90% of the time. You're just another contact in her phone. So I don't want to see no more videos or anyone ask, oh, why this girl watching my stories and that. You're just another contact in her phone. If she really wanted you, she'll be talking. Eh? Now, obviously, are there some girls that, you know, they're going to like you and that and not make the first move? Yeah. Yeah. I had a friend, he said that he hit up one girl. Like, apparently, this girl was watching his stories or whatever on Instagram for like a couple years or something. And one day he just decided to hit her up. And her first response was, I've been waiting so long for you to hit me up. But I don't know how far, I don't even know where it went. I reckon it didn't go nowhere. Yeah, because I don't remember my friend saying, yeah, so then this is what happened. But you never know. You never know. Obviously, in the history of the world, there must have been some guys that have had a girl watching them for 2 years, so he hit them up and then he smashed it. Obviously, that has to have happened. But what I'm saying is, that is not going to be the case most of the time. So just look it. I got a girl's number in my phone. This girl lives in the fucking Netherlands. Watching my stories and that. The fuck she looking at my stories for? This is on WhatsApp. This ain't like Instagram or whatever. Yeah, people just be looking. People just be looking. Right. What did this guy say? You're not going to get rich with your mortgages. Hold on. Anyway, right. So what's this guy? So this guy said, you're not going to get rich with your mortgages. Yo, I'm in a much better position to reach financial freedom doing what I'm doing than just working as an electrician. You're never going to get rich just working a 9 to 5 and saving your wages and putting all the money in the bank like some little squirrel holding on to little nuts and that. The only way you're going to get rich, the only way you're going to reach financial freedom, you need to have multiple streams of income and you need to make money whilst doing nothing. Make money in your sleep. Doesn't matter how little it is. You need to find a way to upscale your time as well. And obviously, social media is the best thing for that. Because God forbid, if I went to prison, God forbid, I will still be making money off of social media. My YouTube channel pays me, not much. Yeah, don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is, my YouTube channel pays me. I don't have to push any buttons. It just does it automatically. So, God forbid I was locked up, I would still be making money. Yeah, that is the ultimate passive income. Because even with properties and that, you got to check on it. You got to keep the tenants in line. You got to make sure they pay their fucking rent. With YouTube, you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to press any buttons to, yeah, I mean, if you stop uploading videos, you've still got a catalog of 1,000 videos that are making money. So, yeah, you're not going to reach no financial freedom working a 9 to 5. Anyone you see driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, they ain't doing no standard 9 to 5. They're not. And if they are, you know, driving a Ferrari and they're an employed person, they're making some serious money. Serious money. Like bankers and stockbrokers and that, yo, they will get, not all of them obviously, but I watched a video where this banker was saying that, yeah, you can be on 150 grand base salary, yeah? And you can get the same salary in bonus. So you can get 150 grand bonus. Now, they're not going to dump 150 grand in your account. Well, maybe they might. But the way he was explaining it is they will give it to you in increments. Maybe every 2-month basis or something like that. But if you look at the 12-month period, you would have got the equivalent of 150 grand in bonuses. I remember, yeah, when I was working at Homes at Haringey, we had one director come. He was cool. A lot of people were kind of timid around him, and I thought he was all right. I used to go and knock on his office door all the time, asking questions and that. Anyway, so his job was to come and obviously try and save some money for Homes at Haringey. So he made a lot of cutbacks. So he basically had a girl. Press 1 in the chat if you remember me saying that I had like a female friend that used to work at my old workplace, Homes at Haringey, but I had to drop her out. And basically what she said was one time is she wanted to apply for a job paying double, which was 70 grand a year, but she turned down the job because God said that it wasn't the right time for her. No, you just have no fucking self-esteem and you feel like that 70 grand a year is too much for you. You don't feel like you're good enough to earn 70 grand a year. Got nothing to do with God. Stop blaming God, yeah? So anyway, She was a business analyst at Home Saharange, yeah? And I think she was the person that was able to save a lot of money for the company. Because obviously, this director guy, he is not, he don't know, like, I mean, I don't know him like that, but what I'm saying is he probably ain't good with that, with numbers to that degree. So anyway, he managed to save the company 3 million, yeah, by making all these cutbacks, like just dumb stuff like, oh, if you live 40 miles away from the borough, you can't take the van home. You need to live within 40 miles or 20 miles, because there's certain people that live 100 miles away. We're not paying for you to drive this van back and forth 100 miles every day, plus drive around the borough like a madman in circles every day. So he was making cutbacks in that. So he saved the company 3 million. Guess what his bonus was? 10% of the savings. I was like, yo, I literally remember like it was yesterday. I was like, I said to some of my work colleagues, like, imagine, yeah, he gets that 10% bonus. I wouldn't be able to sleep the night before. If I know 300 grand is dropping in my account any day, yeah, yo, I ain't gonna be able to sleep, blood. Yeah, I'll be checking that business banking every hour on the hour. Like, I know literally, I get paid from work between 2:57 a.m. and 3:15 a.m. Yeah, I ain't quite caught it yet. Give me a couple more weeks, yeah, and I'll get that pivotal moment, yeah, when I get paid and that. But basically, I get paid around 3 in the morning. Yeah. If I knew I was getting paid 300 grand in bonus in one go, I wouldn't be able to sleep. Yeah, I'd literally just be up. Yeah. Checking out more that I'll be refreshing that shit, boy. But yeah, me and her stopped talking. Well, she stopped talking to me really, because like I've said to you lot before, I went to this kind of like it's basically a Turkish restaurant, but during the day they run it as like a cafe, yeah. But not like a working, but you ain't gonna have no Bob the Builder, man, big fat pot belly, getting a full English in there. It's not that sort. It's like a Turkish cafe, but it's a Turkish restaurant, but they run it as like a cafe during the day and that. And obviously they tried to come over with the bill, and I said I'm not paying the service charge. Now, funny enough, they had a black girl serving in this Turkish restaurant. And I said, I'm not paying it. She's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I'm not paying it. Don't try and guilt trip me as well. She tried it about really. Yes, really. Yeah. I say things with conviction. Yeah. I'm not going to go back on my word. So, yeah, really. I stand on fucking business, bro. So, yeah. So she was like, oh, don't worry. Because the manager tried to come over. I was like, yo, you're not trying to come over and don't try and, yeah, because don't try that about you bringing a manager over like he gotta do something. Yeah, not like that, but even try to pressure me. No, you can't pressure me. Yeah? So she was like, don't worry about it. I'll just pay it. Yo, why are you trying to diffuse the situation for? Nah, I'm not paying no service charge. I don't have to fucking pay no service charge. So anyway, that was the last time I heard from her. She was like, listen, because back then I didn't have no girlfriend and that. She was like, the only girl that's gonna put up with that is some ratchet ass girl. Well, I think she's wrong, because Nadia is not ratchet. Yeah, Nadia is a posh girl. Yeah, Nadia used to play with flowers in the back garden when she was a child. Yeah, Nadia used to play the violin and she went to play the harp. Nadia is a posh princess and that. Even the other day, I went to a tenant's house, some chick, and she was like, I think I said to her, yeah, my girlfriend is half Iraqi and half Polish or something like that. So I think she said, oh, so I wonder how, she said to me, like, how does she sound or something? I was like, do you know what? Funny enough, she just sent me a voice note and I played it. And she was like, oh, she sounds posh. But to me, she don't sound posh. She just sounds like Nadia and that. So yeah, me, I can get like, I'm not gonna say some posh girls, but I can get girls of a decent caliber and demeanor and that. So yeah, but me, I don't give a fuck. I stand on business. You're not gonna pressure me to pay no fucking service charge. Nah. But yeah, I don't respect people that, oh, right, let me see this. Right, mortgages are a scam. I'd rather drink 2 to 3 times a week and enjoy myself. Sorry, than a mortgage. I mean, you can say that now. Yeah, I don't know how old this person is, and they could be trolling. Not too sure. But there are people that think, why do I need to buy a house? Why do I need to own a house? I guarantee you, when you're 60 years old, you're going to look back and think to yourself, I should have bought a fucking house. Especially if you live in a council house. I was talking to a tenant the other day, and they were saying that because they had so much equity in the property, which this is knowledge to me, I know this already, but they were saying, oh, someone that they know, because they had so much equity in a property, they didn't even have to put down a deposit. No, it was someone on YouTube. Someone on YouTube must have left a comment, and I think I even saved it because I wanted to do a reaction to it or just expand on it. They said that they bought their council property. I think the person's even from Edmonton as well. They bought their council property. They didn't even have to put down a deposit because there was so much equity in the property. I've said to some of the tenants, do you know, yeah, because you've lived in this house for 20 years, yeah? Obviously, there are some changes now, but I've had this conversation with people before the changes, before the Labour government came in and that. I saying that, yo, you've probably got so much equity in this property, you don't even have to put down a deposit. Furthermore, your mortgage probably is going to be cheaper than the fucking rent. Now, obviously, because the interest rates are quite high now, that might not be the case. But before the base rate went up, like, what was it, 2023 September or something like that? Before the base rate went up, or July or whatever, before the base rate went up, yo, the mortgage would have been cheaper than their rent. Now, obviously, in this Northampton area, the tenants for a 3-bed house, they'll pay like £450 rent. Because they tell me, I know, I've never asked them. They say to me, oh, yeah, my rent's £450. Or maybe the time I might have asked them is like when they said, oh, my rent's just gone up by £15 or something like that. £450. Is that council rent though? Yeah. Council rent. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. The only way they would be paying £450 is if they was in fucking County Durham or some bullshit area like that. Private rent in Northampton for a 3-bed house, you're going to be paying £1,000 minimum. I mean, I've met some tenants that told me they used to private rent and it was too expensive. So now that they got a council house, and they say they will never give up their council house. They will never go back to private rent. You know what? If I was renting, I'll rent a fucking council house. I'm not paying no fucking £1,200 for no private rented property. The thing is, yeah, some of these people be paying private rent but living next to a council house. Bro, you might as well live in a council house if you're living next to a council house. Yeah, you're paying them mad money there. So Shinobi, the junglist, said that one room in London is £700 to £900. Just a room, you know. Yeah, I can believe that. What sort of area are you talking about, though? Definitely, if you're talking like Hackney, Islington, them zone 2 sort of areas and that NW2. Where's NW2? Is that Cricklewood NW2? Oh, my tenant just messaged me. He was like, I'm home now. Thanks for sorting out the heating system. Yeah, come on, man. Tell you, I'm the best landlord. Don't fuck with me though. Don't fuck with me. Don't get on my wrong side because I will evict you for being rude. Yeah, but I'm the best landlord. Ask my tenants that have had problems. Jay is going to rise up and fix that problem ASAP. ASAP. I don't pet about. My tenant phoned me yesterday, messaged me yesterday at 7 p.m. The gas is not working. There's no heating, no hot water. By 7 p.m., it was fixed the next day. You phone up some of these agencies or whatever, they'll be like, okay, there's a 3-day waiting period for anyone to come out. Nah, I deal with that ASAP. And I will evict you ASAP as well. Eh? The girl that I evicted not too long ago, she's lucky, yeah, that I feel like, you know, I don't want to get myself nicked in that. Bro, I would have dashed her out of the house that day. That day. Don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck. I don't play about. But ask my tenants that have rented from me and they've had problems, yeah, because there may be some tenants that have not experienced any problems in the properties, but no, they've all experienced some sort of problem. It could be something stupid like a leak or something. When you phone Jay, Jay comes. Jay's not going to palm you off for 2 days or a week. Jay will turn up. But at the same time, if you're doing something wrong, Jay's going to get on you. I remember I had a tenant, he took what he thought was an old fridge. It was actually a spare fridge and he dashed it outside. Yo, hey, you man, I knocked on both of the doors. One of the tenants come to the door. I said, wait there. The other tenant came. I said to him, which one of you lot threw the fridge outside? My man put his hand up. I was like, yo, you better go and get that fridge now. Yeah, you better go and get that fridge now. It was back up in the flat within an hour because he took the fridge down the stairs. So he probably got the housemate to help him bring it back up. Yeah. Because what happened was this tenant moved in and there was a quote unquote spare fridge that was in the kitchen. It was never plugged in. So he thought it was an old fridge. So he dashed it out. Nah, fam. Nah. That is a working, operating fridge. Yeah. I don't play around. So I've had problems before. Let's say like the tenant. Well, the reason why that spare fridge is in the property now is because my tenant's fridge, obviously I bought it, but the fridge that I put in the property, it just stopped working. It just stopped cooling and that. The milk was going off within a day and that. So I got Nadia to help me lift the fridge and put it in my car. I drove down to my flat and then I got one of the tenants to help me carry it up the stairs and that. Same day. One of my tenants said, yo, the washing machine, it's on its way out and that. I said, okay, cool, keep using it. And as soon as it stopped working, hit me up. 3 days later, he's like, yeah, it's had it, it's gone. Boom. Within 3 days, there was a brand new washing machine. Obviously, Argos, I mean, they do next day delivery, but it's a washing machine. You can wait 2 days to wash your clothes and that. So, yeah. When my tenants phone me, I will come and deal with that situation. I told my tenants, if you feel like one of your housemates is bullying you, hit me up. I'll calm down. I'll fix that situation. There's only one bully, yeah, and it has to be me. Yeah, none of my tenants are bullying any of my other tenants. Yeah? If anyone's going to be bullying, it's me that's doing the bullying. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I got my properties on smash. Nobody's never not paid the rent. Nobody's never not paid the rent. I've had people like 1, 2 days late and now whatever in it. But nobody's ever not paid the rent for two months. No, there will be a problem. It will be a problem. I will make a problem out of it. So what happened the other day? This is on social media I'm referring to. I was talking about evicting my tenant and whatever and that. And then I was talking about a video that I may have or may not see, yeah, where basically the landlord was putting in work on the tenant's car because the tenant didn't want to pay rent or leave the property. So the landlord just went out of his way to make the tenant's life living hell. So I spoke about that. Maybe, you know, it might be an idea I heard or it might be an idea I created. I don't know, yeah. Maybe I'm just drunk right now, just talking a lot of nonsense. Yeah? So released that video because I think I actually responded to someone or something like that. And someone came underneath the comment section of that video and said, but yeah, if you do such and such, then they've got your property. They can smash your property up. You're risking it, basically. You're risking that they could cause damage to your property. I don't give a fuck. The beef has already kicked off. Yeah. So we're gonna take this thing as far as we need to take it. Obviously, I don't want to go to jail and don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is, I'm not going to be thinking, well, I'm scared they're gonna do that. No, they've already violated anyway. Smash up the house. Do it. See, that's how I know. Yeah, certain man are pussy, you know. Like that's the thing, yeah. Like I just don't give a fuck. Like once the beef is kicked off, it's on. It's on, and I'm not gonna tap out just because something's happening in it, yeah. So obviously I don't want to spoil it because I still need to do a proper full-length video about this. But basically, the day I got stabbed, what happened was, yeah, I went to training in Tottenham. I'm from Edmonton. Went to training in Tottenham. Saw a youth that moves with people that I don't like. So I just punched him in his face and he ran off. Yeah. This youth is like 6'3", 6'4". Yeah. I'm just a little 5'9", but you get me. The energy is big. Banged him in his face. He ran off. Yeah. He didn't know where I was going or whatever. So he ran around a certain way and I met him on the other side. But I'm going to my taekwondo session. He saw me and he ran off again. Boom. Gone to class. Come out of taekwondo session. 2 youths that was with him, but I didn't know they were with him. They tried to run up to me and approach me. I just punched one of them in the face. But then 3 more came and I just ran off. And they stabbed me. Now, certain man, like that person that commented, will probably think, well, you know, I shouldn't have punched him in the face. He had nothing to do with my issues. And then, you know, I punched another guy in the face. I didn't know if they were going to come up to me and talk to me or whatever. And I shouldn't have punched the 2 people in the face. You know what? I've got stabbed and do you know what? Maybe they might stab me again. I didn't give a fuck. It's already on. So what happened was a few months later, I caught one of them on the train and I battered him. I pulverized him. I didn't think to myself, you know what? Yeah, they stabbed me. So let me just take the L on this one. Yeah. Hopefully they don't do it again. Nah, it's on. They're going to come back and stab me again. Cool. No problem. I'm going to keep pressuring you. Man, don't tap out. Yeah? Man, don't tap out. So, that's how I know certain man are not ready for war, you know? I don't give a fuck. The only time I'll be thinking like, yo, it's not a good idea to do something because let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say like one of my loved ones is being held hostage or something. That's different. Yeah? But yo, if it's just like, oh, I'm afraid of retaliation. Nah, I ain't afraid of no retaliation. I'm not afraid of no retaliation. Yeah, I got stabbed and I was still putting in work on them. Don't give a fuck. They could have come back and stabbed me again. Cool. That's what you're going to have to do, fam. Because I'm not squashing this beef now. No way. No way. Get man down, fam. Yeah? It was lovely. It was a work of art on that train. 8 in the morning. Yeah? That youth did. So basically, the youth was on his way to the college that I went to. I didn't even know he went to my college. I seen him at the college, but my college, people usually just come down and hang around. Yeah, they're not even going to the college and that. He never returned back to that college after I dealt with him on the train. Bro. I don't give a fuck. I'm not tapping out. I'm not thinking, oh, you know, when they stabbed me, I'm lucky to still have my life. Yeah, let's not do anything to anger them. Fuck that, bro. It's on. It's on. We're gonna take this thing as far as it needs to go. What comment did you pin? Oh, I must have. Don't want to accept the invite. Oh, was you DA Edmonton? So I wasn't officially DA, but yeah, I used to move with them lot. Like, they were my guys. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I wasn't officially DA. But outsiders, they would have thought I was. But nah, I wasn't. Officially, I wasn't. But I was always with them. So, what's this now? What was you? Do you know what? Yeah. So someone said, "What was you?" Do you know what? Yeah, they used to make jokes, yeah, and say like I was a one-man army, yeah. Because obviously I used to run with the pack, but I was like my own pack at the same time. Like, yo, I had my own separate beef going on, you know. I had so much enemies, it was unreal. They could have formed a gang, 20 man deep, yeah. I had bare enemies on the road, just getting into foolishness with people over nothing. Yeah. But yeah, no, obviously, so yeah, man was Edmonton, flag green bandana and that, but I weren't camp and I weren't DA, but I was with both of them. But I didn't officially sign up and say, yo, man, I'm just a lone wolf, man, just do my own thing. But yeah, man was always there on the ride outs. Always there on the ride outs. Man said, them Jamaicans, you know. I was thinking, what does he mean, DJ? Anyway, Adam said, big up JOS, come on. What's your opinion on young people getting into construction? I think it's very difficult now. I mean, I don't think it's difficult. And listen, this is just the natural progression of things in this world, yeah? Things get difficult. The bar gets higher and that. Before, back in the day, you know, you could just be an average guy and, you know, just get by and that. Now, allegedly, you need to be a top tier male. Yeah. I don't really think that's true because there's a lot of chicks dating some broke ass wastemen and that. Yeah. And the girls, some of the girls are nice as well. But yeah, it's just natural progression, and you just got to work harder. Unfortunately, you got to work harder. But at least you know the next generation gonna probably have it harder and that. So don't be too worried about that. Man, know the founders of DA, you know. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Oh man, like ZNG. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Vex money in it, yeah. And my big brother V money, yeah, Vex money, yeah. Oh, is he actually your brother? Yeah. Yeah, I remember some of them olders and that. I never spoke to none of them. But like even like Omega and that and Black H, RIP Black H. Basically, they used to all jam in this flat and they used to call it 123 because it was flat 123. 12th floor, third apartment, 123. And obviously on my estate, we could see them at the window all the time. Man. You know, as an adult now, I feel sorry for their neighbors, boy. I feel sorry for anyone that lived on the 12th floor. I feel sorry for anyone that lived at 122 or 124, boy. Because them is there. Yo. You're from South still. Yeah. Because Vex Money, he lives in South, innit? He was actually sending me we was DMing each other actually. He was asking me about like property or something like that. He told me that he lives in South or something. Battersea, yeah. He DM'd me a few months ago still. Oops. Watch it, I'll lose the live now. That's my blocks he was on in South. Okay. Jay was, I got a ting from Edmonton telling me to lend her 10K so she can deposit on a property. Right. You falling for that old chestnut. Someone said, who edited your book? You can easily tell which parts aren't by the speech. I mean, no, I don't think the person changed it that much, you know. But yeah, I just got one random guy to edit it off of Fiverr. And so I wrote the book. I like read it over and edited it myself. Then I sent it to someone. He edited the book. He made some bits better, but then he fucked some other bits up. Me and him was having a little back and forth. Yeah, I was like to him, yo, you do not spell the word mum using M-O-M. He was like, yes, you do. I'm like, yo, you're from Pakistan. Don't tell me about how to spell mum in English, yeah? Literally, this guy's from Pakistan, yeah? I said, don't tell me how to spell mum in English, yeah? So he changed all of the word mum, yeah, M-U-M into M-O-M. I'm like, that's American English, yeah? So anyway, he had to change it back. And then I read through it and he fucked some things up. So he made some bits better, but then he fucked some other things up. So I wrote the book, I read it and edited it myself, sent it off to him. I read it, noticed he fucked some things up. Forget about the mum business, some other stuff, yeah? So I had to edit it again, and then I had to read it once more. And then I sent it off for publishing. I said, left some mad cliffhanger. Yeah. I'll be coming off in 30 minutes. At 10:30, I'm coming off. Since 93. Big up. So you'll be turning 32 this year, if not already, yeah? Going to do a sequel to the book? Probably not. You never know. But one thing I did want to write a book about is like my observations, like the things I've seen. I think I was going to call, the title of the book would be called Human Nature 101. And I will talk about, like, let's even say things like, let's say like people just deflecting, or people trying to blame or rely on God to solve their problems and that. You know what? Let me see, because I've got it here. Like, basically, how you write a book is you get a folder on your laptop, and then each page is a separate chapter. So I've got a folder. Let me see how many different, because I've got the chapters, and basically what I will talk about is I'll talk about an observation, yeah, and then I'll give a real life story of something that I've seen, basically. Let me try and see if I can find one. All right, so one of them, is child maintenance is a con. That's the title. I don't even need to open it up. I know exactly what it is, what it's about. So basically, in that chapter, because I might not even have written it, some of the chapters I just wrote the names, but I think I did write some stuff in. The reason why I'm saying child maintenance is a con is because there will be chicks out here demanding 10 grand child maintenance. What the fuck for? What the fuck for? When was you earning 10 grand or 8 grand or 5 grand before you met 50 Cent or Ja Rule or Nick Cannon? Why the hell do you need 10 grand child maintenance? Okay, your child should be housed in a safe environment. Okay, so let's say the rent is 2 grand. Okay, your child should go to private school and that. Let's say that's 1,500 a month, let's say. Other than that, and obviously all the little bits and pieces in that, but yo, you don't need 10 grand child maintenance. And I guarantee you, all these women that are demanding 10 grand child maintenance, if you looked at their spending, if you went through their bank statements, because no one uses cash nowadays, if you went through their bank statements, I guarantee you, apart from the food bill, I guarantee you, nothing, you could link nothing to that child. Nothing. I'm not, like, maybe little bits of clothes and that. What I'm saying is, you're going to see Gucci purses, you're going to see nails getting done 4 times a week, lash technician, all of this crap. What has that got to do with the child? So that's what I'm saying here, that child maintenance is a fucking scam. Yeah, if you're paying a woman £500-600 a month or £1,000 a month, no. But even then, women will find a way here to cut back and scale and scrimp and scrape that money, you know. I guarantee you, if you analyze every single pound and penny that these men give these women for child maintenance, I guarantee you, not the whole thing is going on the child. And it should be going on the child. I'm talking about women that actually work and earn their own money as well, you know. It should be going on the child. But how selfish is that? Imagine you get given £3,000 child maintenance, and the worst thing is, these women, they won't even open up a bank account for these children. They won't take that child maintenance of £3,000 and even put in 500-600 or £1,000 in. They won't save nothing. They feel like that's their paycheck for looking after so-and-so's child and that. So that's why child maintenance is a scam, is a con. How desperate, man. How disrespectful is that as well, man? Right, let me look at these other chapters. Right, so there's one chapter called OCD Cleaners and Hoarders, yeah? So people who are like obsessive compulsive cleaners, some of them, and hoarders, some of them, you have to think of it like a tree, and you've got two separate branches, which are basically two separate spectrums. Well, sorry, you've got two separate branches, and basically they're opposite ends of the spectrum. One being OCD, super clean, and one being a hoarder, being very dirty and that. And but for the most part, some of those people, the reason why they've got a crazy cleaning habit or they're a crazy hoarder and that, and they're really dirty and filthy, it stems from a traumatic event that happened to them. Maybe as a child, maybe as an adult. Now, Nadia was a Polish interpreter, and there was a guy that got beaten up, and then he became a hoarder, or he became super OCD clean, one or the two. It doesn't really matter what he became, because what I'm saying is they are opposite ends of the spectrum, but it's from the same branch, from the same tree. I've told you already, I met a tenant, this grown man, he's like 60 years old. He said to me, one of the rooms, my daughter's room, it's a complete dump. It looks like a bomb's gone off in it. She's a hoarder. I went in there, yo, you couldn't see nothing. The whole entire floor was just covered in clothes. The bed covered in mounds of clothes. I tested one socket out of the three. I didn't even know where the other ones were. I came out of the room into the landing. Bearing in mind, it's a 3-bed house, so there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. The old man and his wife are in the tiny box room. The daughter's got the largest room, and then his grandson has got the next room, which is the second double room, yeah? I said to him, when I left the room, I said, yeah, sometimes the reason why people become hoarders and that is because they've had a traumatic experience. And he said, yeah, my daughter was scraped. I'm Jay Wise, yeah? I don't even know these people. Right? Anyway, I don't even know how I was able to put 2 and 2 together. Basically, you remember I said that it was his grandson that lived in the room next door to his daughter? The little boy thinks that the chick next door is his sister. Nah, that's your mom, fam. You are the product of a scraping. They told the little boy from young, that's your sister. It's not, because for some reason, I don't even know how I was able to clock. Because you could just assume that the little boy that's the quote-unquote grandson, well, he is the grandson, he could just be a child of one of the man's other kids that he had or whatever, innit? Nah, the little boy is a product of that. They just told him, your dad is a waste man. And your dad doesn't want nothing to do with you. They never told him what he is the product of. How the fuck did I even get onto talking about that? Oh yeah, it's one of the chapters in my book. But yeah, so another chapter in the book. So you lot are making me want to write this book now. I want to see my kids with about 10 exclamation marks. So there are many men who get dumped by a woman, and you know, I believe them a little bit that they still want to see their kids. But I reckon the main reason why these guys start acting not psycho, some of them obviously, but the reason why these guys start going a bit crazy, a little bit obsessive, banging down the front door of the, you know, the ex-missus's yard. I want to see my kids. I want to see my kids. I don't think they truly want to see their kids as much as they're coming across. I think they just can't get over the breakup. And I think they're using the kids as an excuse to get close to the woman, to worm their way back in. Because this is why I'm Jay Wise, because I just think of alternative realities in that. And I just think to myself, this guy that's claiming, I want to see my kids, I want to see my kids, I want to see my kids. If he had the option to see his kids anytime he wants, within reason, but he can go to grandma's house and see the kids there and never see the ex-missus ever again, as opposed to he can go back to his ex-missus's house and see the kids anytime he wants, within reason, he will always pick going to the ex-missus's house rather than the grandma's house. Do you know why? Because deep down he wants to be around the woman, because there's a large portion of him that still wants to get back with the woman. So he's using the children as an excuse to worm his way back in. And I know this to be true, because any of you man watching this right now, yeah, that have almost, you know, had a few scares from a few girls. Oh, I'm late by 5 days. Did it rip? If that thing, yeah, is just some, you understand? Yeah? It's not even about looks, it's the quality and how you view her. You're like, yo, get rid of it, bun you, yeah? You don't want nothing to do, yeah? You don't want nothing to do with that you because of how you feel about that girl. As opposed to, I guarantee you, if you almost got a 10 out of 10 Instagram model pregnant and that, yeah, you wouldn't mind her keeping that you. But if it's some dead thing or some little slag or some juns and that, yeah, get rid of it. Bun you. I ain't seeing the you in that. I went to a tenant's house one time. This white woman, so she's white, the children are mixed race, and the grandma, who is black, which is obviously the mother of the baby dad, was at the house, yeah, at the flat, sorry. So when the grandma left, the white woman, who's the mum of these mixed race kids, said, yeah, the little boy, his dad, he don't want to see him. The dad is not interested in his son. I think the dad has seen his son once or twice, and the son is like 3 years old. Yeah, I know why. This thing looks like a cat. She looks like a crackhead. That's why he's not interested in seeing his son. Yeah, because he doesn't want nothing to do with the woman. I promise you, I guarantee you, if that chick looked like Lori Harvey or Megan Good or even Megan Fox, or was it Sofia Vergara, whatever her name is? You know, the Latino woman, yeah, from America. I guarantee you, yeah, he will be involved in his son's life, because this chick, she looks like a cat. She looks like a cat. So that's why he don't want nothing to do with his son. So how a man feels about the woman is how he will feel about the child for the most part. There's a guy from the UK. I ain't gonna say his name, but he's a tall, light-skinned guy, and he must have breeded up one thing that moved back to Sweden with the kids. I think twins. And he was just going nuts, begging the girl, I want to see my kids, I want to see my kids. And when I'm watching it, I'm thinking, do you really want to see your kids? Or are you heartbroken that this girl dumped you and went back to her home country of Sweden? Someone put the guy, oh, you lot, well done. Someone put his name in the chat. Hey, You lot know. Listen, the internet will always find out. You can't keep no secrets from the internet. Yeah. But yeah. Respect to salams. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon in his eyes, the thing is an 8 or a 9. And you know what? It's not even about the girl being an 8 or a 9. She can be a 6. But you know, you can learn to love a chick, and a chick can really grow on you. So you kind of view her as a 9 or a 10. Yeah. And she don't want you no more. Certain man, a lot of men turn crazy. A lot of men turn crazy. And you know what? Yeah. So basically, this individual here, yeah, this is where I got the idea about, I don't think it's got anything to do with the kids, you know. I think it's all to do with the woman, and how the man views the woman is how he's going to view the chick. If in his eyes the woman is a 10, then he's going to want to be in that child's life. If that girl is a 1, he ain't going to give a fuck. He would have to have some serious morals to think, you know what, I brought this child into the world. You know, I want to see my son or my daughter. That's what I truly believe. No one can tell me any different. But yeah, that's where I came up with that idea. Because when I was watching his clip, I think he was even crying. Well, what are you fucking crying for? I think he was even crying. When I saw the clip of him crying, potentially, and then I saw a video of the chick, I thought, I bet this guy he just can't get over her. Because in his eyes, the thing's a 10. Yeah. I can vaguely remember what she looked like. She's decent. Yeah, you ain't gonna walk past her in the street every day. Yeah, so she's up there. You can vaguely kind of remember what she looks like. Kind of like if someone told me she was like half Swedish, half Somalian, I'd believe it. She probably is even that. Yeah, like one of them kind of Maya Jama type of things or something like that. He cheated on her as well. That's why she left him. All right, this heat is getting hot, boy. Man said heart bun up like toast, you know. Yeah. Happen to the best of us. But yeah, so yeah, that's what I truly believe. What else we got? What else we got in this book? Apart from the obvious stuff. This one more pertains to the community of people that look like me. The title of this chapter is Why You've Been His Fiance for 10 years. Now, in the community of people that look like this, they don't really experience this too much. But in the community of people that look like me, there are many women who have been a fiance for 10 plus years. I'll tell you why. The man don't really want to marry you. And it's not got nothing to do with the woman. He's into the woman. But the man don't really want to marry the woman. He probably don't really give a shit about marriage. Probably ain't got the money for marriage, whatever. I don't care what the reason is. He don't really want to marry the woman. But he's put a ring on the woman's finger to shut her up. That's why a woman has been a fiance for 10 plus years. And I guarantee you, the excuse a man's going to use. So any chicks watching this right now, yeah, if you've been a fiance for 5 or 10 years plus, ask him today, when are we going to get married? And watch him say, you know, money's tight and got things to pay. He's just going to use money as an excuse because most people are tight for money. So that's the easy go-to. Any woman that's been a fiance for over 5, 10 years, he's never going to marry you. And in 10 years' time, remember this video when you're still a fiance. If not, you've broken up. Promise you. Listen, don't let Kevin Samuels find out that there's women been married, fiance for 5 to 10 years, which he's probably dealt with like on his show and that RIP Kevin Samuels the GOAT. Kevin Samuels was talking about, yo, if you've been a fiance for more than a year, get rid of him. Forget him. Yeah, he ain't serious. Yeah, there's no way Kevin Samuels will tell any woman to hang on for 5 years and that. I'm sure I might even have heard him say you should be a fiance for 6 months. You should get married after 6 months and that. But I ain't gonna put no words in a man's mouth. Someone said, is it too late to start an electrical apprenticeship at 20 years old? No, because I started mine at 19. So 19, 20, what's the difference? Someone mentioned something about jail just underneath your comment. You know, if you do a mad crime and you get 19 years as opposed to 20 years, bro, it's the same fucking thing. Same thing. Same thing. But yeah, women that have been a fiance for 5, 10 years, he's never gonna marry you. I don't give a shit what he says. He ain't gonna marry you. He's never gonna marry you. I know women that have been a fiance for 20 years. Technically, you ain't getting married. What age do you think you'll retire at? I mean, because I've been using this word retire, and I might have been using it a bit incorrectly in that. But I'll hit financial freedom by 40 years old where I don't need to work. I'm not going to retire like do nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit and lie in a hammock, swinging from side to side, drinking and sipping pineapple juice when I'm 40. But I'll be in a position where I don't need to work at 40 years old. Yeah. You got any tips for preparing for the AM2? Go to your college and use the test rig. So they should have like an example rig of the AM2. And just ask them if you can stay after hours and practice. Binge watch videos on YouTube and TikTok, or probably more so YouTube, regarding the AM2. And make sure you watch videos on inspection and testing. I mean, the hardest test that you're going to do technically is a ring final continuity test. You know, R1, R2, you're just putting 2 wires together at one end and then testing the other end to make sure it's continuous and that. So ring continuity is probably the most difficult because you're doing a figure of 8. Like, but yeah, watch the fault finding videos. So there may be like a fault, like you've done the long lead test from the main earth terminal to the water pipe. Why are you getting a reading of 300 ohms? Well, it's a loose connection, high resistance. Yeah, that would be the cause of you getting a result of 300 ohms. Really and truly, on the test rig, if you test between the earth terminal and the bonding pipe, if it's a 10 mil cable, you shouldn't even get no resistance. You should get 0, 0. Because basically you need 5 meters of 10 mil cable to get 0.01 ohms. Because 25 meters of 10 mil cable is 0.05. And that's the maximum permitted resistance. So basically, the water pipe shouldn't be bonded at a distance more than 25 meters from the fuse board, basically. Earth fault loop impedance is the one that is the only thing that you fucked up. I mean, obviously, you're just going, oh, okay, yeah, because you probably didn't drop out the main earth and turn off the main switch. So that's probably why you messed it up. I mean, you're just testing between live and earth. It's no different to continuity during a dead test. The actual, testing in terms of the terminals and that. So yeah, you probably just didn't turn off the main switch and then take out the main earth. If obviously you're doing it at the origin, the ZE. How can I become a plumber at 25 with no experience? Well, first of all, you got to go college. Check my account, JY's TV 3.0. There's a video that's pinned. So check out JY's TV 3.0. This account that you're on right now is 4.0. And there's a pinned video. Go and check that out. Watch the whole video. It's like 18 minutes long, but it's worth it. Big up Ken 30 Gas. I'm coming off in 10 minutes anyway, you know. But yeah, so this 7 person is saying, you know, how to become a plumber at 25 and that. Certain man might think that's late. Yo, you got people in the chat talking about 31 years old, starting electrical installation at level 2. Yeah, it's never too late, man. But don't leave it. Yeah, you need to get on it ASAP. The more you leave it, the more you have to play catch up. Very simple. 45. What else are you gonna do at 45? Be a postman? Black women don't like black men that talk posh. The reason for that is every black man that a black woman meets is obviously going to be working class. So a posh guy just does not fit into that. Yeah. Remember, with people that look like me, there's only one class, really, and it's working class. So if you don't come across like a typical working class man, they're not gonna rate you. Whereas, and that's the thing, yeah, even in like the white community and that, yeah, like a working class girl ain't gonna be with some posh middle class, upper class man, and they're both white. It's a class thing. The posh guy don't fit in with the black woman because the black woman is not posh herself. She's working class. She's not middle class. She's not upper class. Plus, obviously, you know, what black women are into is going to be a bit different than what white women are going to be into. You know? Oh, man said they got my mod 2 motorcycle test in Enfield tomorrow. I literally done it at Enfield as well, you know. So, yeah, man, just stay focused. It's either you know how to ride or you don't. And the thing with the motorbike test as well, yeah, like more time they will follow you in a motorbike, but they can follow you in a car because it doesn't matter. They're assessing your riding. So, I mean, yeah, there's no real tips in that, man. It's either you know how to ride or you don't, man. But yeah, man, you'll pass anyway, man. And then just, yeah, get that R6 and we can link up and go for a ride. We'll get your GSXR. Get your white man bike, your GSXR. Leave the R6 to the black man. Big up Miz 528. Jay Wise, why is it lonely at the top? I have a big family with a lot of big egos. As he's doing well for himself, I can see a lot of jealousy. Is it better to distance myself from these? Yes, distance yourself from those people. Let me tell you something right now, yeah? You are on a path to success. You cannot have no negative energy dragging you down. It's already hard enough to stay disciplined. It's already hard enough to stay focused. It's already hard enough to get up and do the things that you don't want to do, regardless of how you feel. You can't have people, if you're going to have anyone around you, they need to reinforce, yeah, what your mission is and that. You can't have people trying to drag you down or be a hater and detractor and that. You got to distance yourself away from them motherfuckers, man. Only surround yourself with people that want the best for you or on the same path and same mission as you. If not, you're gonna outgrow these people. It's lonely at the top because there's not many people trying to level up. Just look around. Look at everyone around you, even your parents. Look at them. How much have they leveled up in the last 15 years? Or have they just stayed at the same level and just lived life? Because I've leveled up, I've advanced, but there's other people, when I knew them when they was 20, now they're 30. The only difference is, yeah, they got a couple kids now and that, but you haven't leveled up. You're still at the same, you're just a 10-year-old version. You're just 10 years older than your previous version. You ain't leveled up. You've stayed stagnant for the last 10 years. So yeah, most people are not leveling up. So that's why it's going to feel lonely at the top. But this is the thing. When you level up and you become successful and you've got a lot of money and that, you don't need people. I'm telling you. Only broke people, only poor people need a lot of people around them. Do you know why? Because they always constantly need help. If you're broke and you can barely afford petrol and you ain't got no breakdown insurance, yo, you better hope that you got some friends. Yeah. Whereas if you're rich or you've got a lot of expendable cash, the worst thing you're thinking of is, right, I've broken down. I ain't got no breakdown insurance. Do I really like? I mean, I'm obviously I have to phone a guy, you know, one recovery man to pick me up. Or do I really want to pay £150? That's the worst thing you're thinking. When you're broke and you ain't got no money, you're thinking, yo, I hope someone answers their phone. I hope my battery don't run out and shit like that. I remember one time I went to one tenant's house. I've said this a few times. I went to her house and every now and then, one in every 400 tenants, yeah, you go to their yard and their yard like is nice. Like if they had a lot of money, their house would be on point. They would do them proper construction jobs, you know, like where they lick down the walls and make the whole house open plan on the ground floor. So the living room is merged with the dining room, is merged with the kitchen and that. So I went to one woman's house. I was like, yeah, man, you put in a lot of effort. And yeah, this house is decent still. And she was like, yeah, you wanted to see it beforehand. It was a complete dump. It was filthy. It was nasty. It was horrible. I rounded up 12 of my friends and we came in and we smashed out most of the rooms in 1 day or 2 days on the weekend. And when she said that she rounded up like 12 or 15 of her friends, I was thinking to myself, you must have a lot of low value friends, you know, you ain't got nothing going on. Because I don't give a fuck, yeah. It could be Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, bona fide brethren. He ain't coming to do no fucking painting. Yeah, motherfucker would rather give you the 100 or pay for the painter, pay the painter £200 to go and paint your yard. Them man ain't got time to be turning up. Yeah. So I just thought to myself, the fact that you've even got 12, 15 people who are readily available like that means they must be low value people. And if you're hanging around with low value people, you must be low value yourself. If a man tells you he's got 5 friends and they're all multi-millionaires on their way to becoming a billionaire, you just know that guy's rich. You know he might not have as much money as them at worst. What I'm saying is, you know that guy is rich. Because the thing is, yeah, if you get around rich millionaires, multi-millionaires, even if, yeah, you ain't got much money yourself, like let's say like me, I ain't got much money compared to a millionaire and that, yeah, or multi-millionaire. But they can see like, yo, this guy's a hard grinder. All he does is work. Yeah. If he ain't physically working on his job, he's working on building up his social media and that. This guy's always working. He ain't sitting around at 6, 7 p.m. with his hand on his balls, flicking through the channels, working out, you know, is the Arsenal game worth watching or should I watch this and that? No, he's doing stuff. He's busy. So even if you're around multi-millionaires, people who are rich and that, and you're not rich, they will invest in you, you know. People love to build and help build people up. They will invest in you. If I met some guys who are multi-millionaires, especially if they're multi-millionaires of property, they can see, yo, this guy is in the primeval stages of, I remember being like this guy with 5 properties, whatever and that. Do you know what? Fuck it. Did you say you wanted to build a couple flats? All right, cool. What we're going to do is to do that. I will invest some money. I need you to run it, whatever in it. Or let's say I was speaking to them about renovating properties now. Oh, you know, You remember you're an electrician and that, you know how to do other building work and that. All right, cool. This is what we're gonna do, yeah. I'm gonna buy this manor house, yeah. It's ran down. It needs a full rewire. There's about 10 bedrooms in that. I want you to manage it. And then once you've managed it and you're ready to sell it in that, when I sell it, I'll give you 100 grand or whatever in that. Yeah. Bam, that's your first 100 grand in that. Do that a couple times. Now you've got your first mil. Now you're a millionaire. So when people can see that you're worth investing in, they will invest in you. Man said, what's your other channel called? I ain't got no other channel. Obviously, I've got different TikTok accounts and that. JY's TV, JY's TV 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, clips and reacts. How can you do overtime if you work in an office? Is there any side hustles you recommend? Why not first and foremost ask for overtime if it's possible? And if not, you know what? Yeah, if you're in a job where you can't do overtime and you ain't getting paid that much for your base salary, bro, move the fuck on. Move the fuck on. Someone asked, will you be a millionaire by 40? It is possible. I mean, anything's possible. That's 8 years and that. It's all down to my hard work. Yeah? It's all down to my hard work. As long as I've got a healthy brain and a healthy body, it's achievable. I say congrats on your success, bro. Yeah, I didn't say I was a millionaire. Don't get twisted. But what I'm saying is, you know, when you're putting in the effort, when you're a hard grinder, people will want to invest in you. People will want to invest in you. People want to see effort. I've got a sister that's the same age as me. She's 32. She's 6 weeks younger than me to the day. If my birthday is on a Monday, 6 weeks later, her birthday is also on a Monday. So when I came out of prison, I was trying to find my sister. When you're in jail, you think of some like you think of what you're gonna do when you're gonna come out. I swear on mother's life. This is what my list was when I was gonna come out of jail. Yeah. So when I was in jail, I was like, wait, like 2 weeks until I come out. Yeah. I wrote down a list of things I wanted to do. Buy gold, which, you know, don't sound that bad, but here it is. I wanted to buy gold, yeah, to sit on it for a little bit. Yeah. I wanted to buy a 32-inch TV, and I wanted to find my sister. A 32-inch TV. These are the low ambitions that man, yeah. Obviously, man's 18 back then, isn't it? Yeah? Wanted to buy a 32-inch TV. So, like I said, I wanted to find my sister. So when I come out of prison, obviously, man done the easy Facebook searches and that. But what I done was I actually managed to get hold of her birth certificate. Anyone can buy someone's birth certificate. You just go to the town hall of wherever that person is born. You need to find out what borough they're born in. Yeah. So, yeah, you don't even physically have to go there. You can just phone up. And I ordered my sister's birth certificate and it came to my house and it had my dad's name on it, literally. Yeah. So what I did was there was a list of addresses. There was 3 addresses. I went to all 3 addresses. One was in Stoke Newton, one was in near Hoxton, and one was in Leighton. No, it was a dead end. The people then that were there didn't even know who my dad or my sister was. But basically, I had a family member that used to work for a certain organization, yeah? And they done this and they weren't supposed to do this. They typed in my sister's name and it came up with a search result. And my sister was living in South London. I remember so basically what happened was, yeah, like I went to 2 addresses, let's say Stoke Newton and Hoxton, on one day, let's say a Monday. Then the following week, when I went to the original address in Stoke Newton, no one answered the door. So I needed to get a no. Yeah, I couldn't just knock a door and not find out whether she's there or not, yeah, because the person's out. So let's say on a Monday of 1 week, I went to the Stoke Newton address and then I went to the Hoxton address. Stoke Newton, no one was there. Hoxton, it was the wrong, like, the people then didn't know who my people was. So the following week, I went back to the Stoke Newton address, confirmed it was a no, and then went to the Leighton address. It was also a no. So these times I went to go and check one chick that used to live in Archway. So I'm on the London Underground, yeah. So obviously one of my family members heard that I went down to all these different addresses, yeah, and they done a quick search on the system. So they sent me a text message. I found your sister's address. It's at such and such address, yeah, the full address. I didn't get that text because I was on the London Underground. But when I got on the bus after I came out Archway Station, when I was on my way to this girl's yard, my mum must have phoned me. I phoned my mum back, and then my mum said, yeah, check your phone. You should have a text message. And I checked, oh shit, there's a text message with the address. Checked the chick, left her house at 6 o'clock, and I went straight to South London and I found my sister. Now, the point of this story is, if I was doing some little idiot Facebook searches, my family member wouldn't have given a shit. Like, oh, you tried on Facebook and you couldn't find your sister. Oh, that's tough. But they saw I went out of my way to pay for my sister's birth certificate. I wanted to try and hire like a private investigator, but I couldn't afford it. So yeah, I paid for my sister's birth certificate, went to these addresses. This family member heard what I was doing and they took a risk and they, you know, quote unquote, invested in me. And yeah, I found my sister on that day. Man said, can you rap? Nah, right, I'm coming off in 5 minutes because I was supposed to come off 5 minutes ago. Oh shoot, yeah, do you know what? I just clocked, I just clocked. Oh my days. How can I just clock this just now? Obviously, my dad had 2 women pregnant at the same time. Like, obviously, I knew he had 2 women on the go. Yeah. But shit, this guy actually just brought it to light, My dad had 2 women pregnant at the same time. What a joke, man. What a joke thing. My dad literally had 2 women pregnant at the same time, boy. That's mad. And funny enough, both my mum and my sister's mum, they had a similar look. Imagine that. Imagine having 2 women pregnant at the same time, boy. Yeah, coming off in 2 minutes, 4 minutes. I'll put on some rice quickly. So I've got some rice for tomorrow. Big up Mr. Try That. He said, oh, you live on 2 accounts? Yeah. Do you have to pay to be a plumber once you're 20? I mean, for the most part, without any sort of funding, yeah, you're going to have to pay for that course. But if you get an apprenticeship, they will pay for it for you. Try, like I say to a lot of these young youths and that who are 20, 21, try go to the job center. They might be able to sort you out with free funding. Yeah, just yeah, go on to eBay or get it on Amazon. It's up to you. Someone said they want to see an audio version. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that will ever happen, to be fair. You never know. You got 46 bags for the plumbing course. I mean, it sounds like a lot, but you know, you can get a student finance probably to finance the course, but you will make that money back quickly. Yeah, the plumbers can get paid 1,500 a week. You can be on that 6 grand a month. So within a month, you can pay back that course. Man said, "Is Nadia not cooking now?" Nadia's not here today. She's in the live stream, but she's not here. You did yours for free with LU. Who's LU? What's LU? London Underground. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get on the London Underground as well, you know. Like I done the tickets and that. I went to somewhere in Barking to do just some 1 day course. It's just so that you can work safely on the London Underground. And then they make you wear some overalls and go to some kind of like prop track. It's like a fake track. It's only like 10 meters long. And they tell you which plates you can't step on or which part of the track you can't step on and that. But yeah, them guys that work on the London Underground or like, sorry, the railway, lifting those sleepers. Oh my God. I'm thinking like, yo, don't they have some sort of machinery to do that? There's man moving and lifting sleepers, you know. Know how heavy those things must be. 4 man to lift one sleeper and shit like that. Right, coming off in 30 seconds. Once you're in, they pay very well. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I remember when I was working at Home Saharangate back in 2015. One of my work colleagues, he was doing the underground thing as well as working at my workplace. And he was saying that some youth was saying, if you ain't on 6 grand a month, you're a joke, man, or whatever. And like, this was 6 grand a month back in 2015. Yeah. Some people think that's big money now. Yo, that would have been even bigger money back then because the cost of living was much cheaper back then. Right. You, man, sorry to break your heart. Sorry to end, you know, an amazing session. Can't be on forever. Man said, yo, I just got on the live. Hey, you can always watch this back, you know. Go onto YouTube. Yeah, I always record myself on YouTube. I always stream it on YouTube. I'm not going to be dropping these gems and not have them recorded. I mean, I made that mistake the other day. I was just testing out a live. Yeah, I was testing it out. End up dropping a couple gems, but I didn't record myself because I wasn't streaming from YouTube. I was just testing out on TikTok. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I can't get on a live for more than 2 minutes without dropping some gems. Man put pick up Nathan, man put the 9. But yeah, the reason why I'm going live on this 2.0 account, trying to build it up, man, trying to get to that 10K. So at least then, so imagine, yeah, I'm on the 2.0 account, I've got 10K, I can make money from that one as well as make money from the original one. Obviously, I'm trying to build up all of them to 10K. Anyway, that's it, man. Done. See you lot next time. Nah, I used to support Arsenal back in the day, you know.